Every time I see a headline about the impending threat of climate change, I feel this weird mix of urgency, overwhelm, and yet uncertainty around exactly what is happening and, more specifically, or more importantly, what it is that we are doing as a species to try to mitigate some of the potential issues or to at least avoid some of the worst case scenarios. Now, this is a book that I bought several months ago. It's been sitting on my bookshelf. And so recently, after seeing yet another headline around climate change and the potential disaster that might result, I decided to finally dive into this book, if only because the title seems relatively optimistic. Now, this book does an excellent job of really detailing the foundational knowledge that one needs to have in order to understand the challenge that we are facing. So, getting a clear picture of the threat of climate change, why it's real, and just simply facing the reality of the situation. And then it really focuses on understanding the details around potential solutions, the kinds of things that are most important, the other kinds of things that sometimes get all the headlines but aren't necessarily as important, and really diving into the pros and cons of different solutions, because in some cases, for example, there might be a solution that in the short term will reduce carbon output, and yet over the long term, it might in fact commit us to some kind of a path that will eventually lead to increased carbon output. So the book does a great job, like I said, of laying a foundation, understanding the threat, and then really diving into the details as far as what kinds of solutions are most important, what kinds of solutions are most impactful, the things we should be focusing on most, and in some cases, the things that we probably don't need to focus on as much as the mainstream media and the news media might lead us to believe. So if, like me, you just want kind of a big picture understanding of the issue, and then you want a chance to dive into some of the details and understand the kinds of things that matter most and the kinds of breakthroughs that we need to see in the coming decades, then consider reading How to Avoid a Climate Disaster by Bill Gates.